The game is afoot. Not a word. Into your clothes and come.
The fuck?
I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Oh my god. Where's the
The
dog?
letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
There's the dog. Toby.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Thank you. Is this the letter? It's on my chair, Watson. Not the, oh, it's not my letter. No.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Maybe over here. Ah.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
How? Everything's legible.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
Okay.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
So the Brackenstalls. My dear Mr. Holmes, it should, at 3:30 a.m. they made a point to point that out. I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it. But I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Inspector Lestrade. Okay. So right now we're very sympathizing.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Watson just looked angry there.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come. But perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
Oh
A
dear.
violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid to raise her right.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
All right, we need to inspect everything.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall. Lord Brigham Brackenstall. Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
Huh. Is this Eustace?
Lord George Brackenstall.
No. Maybe this is Eustace.
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
No.
The Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Quite.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Well, I don't know where that is.
Ladies, allow me to introduce
Oh my
myself.
God.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Right. Let's figure out everything. The biggest thing, fresh bruises. All right. Pale cheeks. A gold brooch kangaroo and emu, Australian origin. Elegant dress. A wedding ring. Old bruises. Huh. Not a happy marriage?
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
How about your old bruises, though?
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
And what happened last night?
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more, When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Quite.
Your ladyship?
Let's talk with your Teresa. Your brave Teresa.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
But first, Wrinkles, older lady. Handkerchief, vinegar smell, resuscitation, caring. Working hands. Coffee stain. What were the events of last night that transpired here in this hereby address?
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
Peculiar. Yo, that's a nice dog. That's a good dog. That's a real good dog. You like flowers, like, you really like flowers. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 pictures here are flowers. Holy shit. Oh, this picture has scratches.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
Let us move this picture frame.
A trapper's hut.
Why? Look at this.
This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
About that hereby wall safe you got.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
I shall pick it then.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
And here I go, being a safe cracker. Small table. A photo.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port. But which one?
Yes, which one? Rock of Gibraltar.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Oh, we're just going to take the photo? Wow, we're dicks.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Okay. Five. It was like 14, 5. $17. A medical report. Ooh, just take some of these.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Sir Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of hepatic decompensation. The last time that we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. Ah, lupus. There is a particular odor from your breath that is common in those suffering from liver damage. Ah, liver damage, right. Cirrhosis. Then there are the lung abscesses that we have discussed. Ah, cancer. The leg cramps you have described to me are caused by an alteration to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. Like I said, the laceration of the liver thing. Cirrhosis. Or is that what it's called? I don't know. That includes the tremors. Your liver seemed excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of evolving cirrhosis. Aha! Cirrhosis. I knew it. There are also signs of ascites, fluid in the peritoneal cavity, which are evident with your swollen stomach. The pain beneath your left rib indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal and fulminant pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I am available to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatment options. Let's cut you up and then take out that pancreas. Let us talk with Teresa. History of violence with this man.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behavior.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead. But a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was specially hard for her.
Social clubs, Lady Brackenstall. Social clubs. Join one.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Quite. Far too many pictures of fucking flowers. And these are duplicates. Like, look at this. Do you really need this giant picture when you have the smaller version over there? And not only that, I swear it's somewhere else in here. Look, you have two pictures of the same flower bouquets. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my god. Oh my god. Am I seeing double? Oh my god. Just fucking... Too many flowers. Good day. Ah, Lestrade. Lock her up and throw away the key. She's obsessed. All right. No personal lives. Criminals identified. Lady Brackenstall arrived in England from Australia and married Sir Eustace Brackenstall shortly after. Lady Brackenstall seldom went out after arriving in England. It was commonly known that she had no social life nor any close friends. Sir Eustace Brackenstall assaulted his wife 1 week ago. Yes. No acquaintance. Lady Brackenstall married Sir Eustace shortly after arriving in England and remained at home during that time. There is little possibility that she or her maid are acquainted with anyone in the country. Acquainted with a sailor. Lady is acquainted with someone from the Rock of Gibraltar. Yes. Lestrade. Do we know much of this man's reputation?
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything.
Oh dear.
Why? Once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight.
Oh my god.
Other day threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
He set a dog on fire? You know what, Lestrade? Give all of the Brackenstall's wealth to this lady. She's suffered more than enough. And make sure that dog receives the best goddamn medical treatment possible in London.